Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GAMERS8 CSGO Championship. $1 million on the line. It all kicks off here as Fnatic taking on Cloud9. And we'll have a look at the buy for the T side, see what they're up to. It will be Cloud9 with a single smoke, a Molotov, and not much else, Anders. Going for Kevlar otherwise. So nothing too technical. Maybe something just group force and get stuck in.
That just makes me immediately think that they're going to be avoiding the A ramp just because the P250 is so good on the A ramp, whereas on B you can get a lot closer with the Glock and maybe the P250 doesn't matter as much, but I guess we'll find out. They did even buy another set of flashbangs and another Molotov, so they are going to be super B execute heavy, and again the double Molotov is really good for the back of the B bomb site.
That's a good point, yeah.
In the buy already, there's some signals here that it could be exactly where we end up.
It is quite meta, the execution with the double Molotovs, the river of flames engulfing the bomb site here, but as we get into the action, we are going to see the bomb just making some sound cues over towards A, suggesting they could be crossing the bridge. I think you might be dead on, Anders. We're moving in towards B. The full execution will be coming through, and Axel will be boosting up ElectroNic here to kick things off. They've got an incendiary on the CT side. They have read this. This is a read.
This could be one hell of a grenade from Mezzi. If he can slow down the whole push, he can call in the backup, and they might actually have time for it. This is so sick. So many more grenades, but there's Mezzi trying to slow them down already. Fire behind him as well. He's out swinging in the open. The backup is still another 5 seconds away. He has to either stay alive, but preferably they need a kill before that bomb's going down. Cloud9 there, slow down on the other side. Fnatic, they're starting to get there. Roy with the backstab to take down Hobbit is a good start.
It's a very good start, but the bomb is planted. Cloud9 have established their crossfire. The retake begins. There is no kit available. The headshots are plenty. Mezzi cracks things open. He was the one defending the bomb site initially, and he's done his job here as the CTs find frag after frag. It's down to Perfesto here, joined by Shiro. They're finding the kills, but it looks like Fnatic have done enough, and they absolutely have there. Great retake and a great read overall. You don't see many incendiaries on the CT pistol, Anders. It's very rare, and the fact that Mezzi's just there alone, he knows he can delay for 7 seconds there. They can't fully execute. Very interesting, and well done to Fnatic there. What a fantastic retake.
Kind of a classic problem as well when you're on the
just doing the settings there for Dexter. Just change the sends quickly, change the res, get it done.
Very nonchalant way to approach a tournament of this caliber. I'll figure it out along the way, you know. But you've got to say, I mean, they had the plan to get into the bomb site and get the bomb planted, but the after plant just didn't work out for them. And it's not their positions were so bad, but they were left with Glocks, no more grenades at all. They couldn't slow anything down, and Fnatic just won those fights. So, yeah, I don't mind the plan for Cloud9, but obviously just worked out better for Fnatic this time. Great start.
Well, with the bomb planted, they will be force buying here in the second. Opting for a bit more utility, didn't get the Galils across the board. A couple of Mac 10s in the mix and a Perfecto Desert Eagle. Roy, M4, just patrolling this A ramp right now. The smoke's starting to be exchanged. It's all about its A ramp on Vertigo, as we all know. Trying to gain access towards the scaffolding. As Roy will just drop a smoke on top of the sandbags here, just deny any sort of access up towards Crane. But in terms of what's left, we've still got a couple of smokes, 4 flashbangs and a Molotov. And they're getting some serious control here. Fnatic allowing them a bit of space towards the ramp.
Yeah, they are giving them, and that might be a problem. We'll see. Suspicious smoke this one. I'm sure someone's going to be watching it. You know that someone could be playing around it. Roy's right in the middle of it. If it fades, he's on his own, and he's going to push forward. Actually, we'll get the kill on Axel, but surely someone's going to be able to trade this one, see if he can do anything more. Runs out of bullets at the end. It's the Eagle on Perfecto to take him down, and ElectroNic wreaking havoc at the back line with the Mac 10. Taking down Dexter, leaves Crims and Mezzi. 2 versus 3.
Retake grenades coming through as well, trying to deny that plant, and it's getting scrappy out there. Just Mezzi remaining, no longer the in-game leader. Known to be a fragger, but can't deliver in this particular round, that it will be a force buy victory for Cloud9. And like I said, maybe given a bit too much freedom on that A ramp, they were way too close, and Roy, with the all in play, the solo maneuver above his one-way smoke, he drops down and gets 1 kill. If he gets a double, maybe he gets away with it, but no one can back him up. And at that point, they gained too much access towards the bomb site, and they're just losing too much manpower. This was the play. It was a good one, that opening frag, but then once it's traded out, it kind of nullifies his efforts. It gives them a rifle.
It really did. And they slowed it down. They didn't even just swing right against him. I think it was probably good to let him simmer a little bit once he's been revealed. Probably quite stressful for him to be down there. Ties up the game and puts Fnatic in a really awkward position, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. This CT force buy, this is like the worst place you could be. You don't get the luxury when you lose the pistol, you get an extra stage of loss bonus, right? Now you've been reset. Sure, you've got a round on the board, but your force buy is at the bottom of the barrel. We're talking $1,400 per player. So we're going to see an eclectic range of pistols with the Deagles, 5.7s, a Scout as well, and Shiro. So good at the rifles as well. I think he's known as one of the world's best AWPers, of course, but he has got pixel-perfect precision with the AK, and of course the Galil. Mezzi, nice position here. Will he be detected, though? It's a bit of a one and done. He needs Crims to set him up, and my God, will he ever? That's a lovely opening kill.
Yeah, you would have said Crims would have done a good job in this position if he could have just drawn away the attention from it, but the fact that he even gets the kill is a little bit much. Dexter will go down on the other side, so it's not all lost yet here. Still a 3 versus 4. Should be a good chance for Cloud9 to still bring this round home. Scout's going to be falling on Afro, unfortunately. A lot of conversation around Afro.
I'm a big fan. As Yanko alluded to on the desk, I've watched a ton of his demos, probably in the 20s or something, because we were going to sign him as our AWPer back in the Cloud9 days, ironically. Yeah, I was a big fan. It just didn't work out. Some of the players weren't as interested as I was, and it didn't really pan out that way. But he's a very explosive AWP. He has great calculated risk. He's really precise as well, and I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. He's been around for a while, just hasn't really made a name for himself. He was a double pony before, I believe. And we'll see what he can make of this. It's going to be a difficult round here, unfortunately. The full eco and a 5-man stab. But Fnatic are known for their interesting setups in these sort of rounds, Anders. You can never discount them on a full eco. They can make it work. They get the most out of them. Nice nade.
Yeah, that should slow them down just enough. Maybe even just literally slow them in terms of the grenade damage there. Shiro's going to be cleaning up a little bit, maybe get another 2 kills. Oh, he's actually going to pick up Galil instead. Still won't go down. The USP is getting a couple of kills in this one. Not really necessary, but I don't think it's the end of the world for Cloud9. I think they're going to be all right.
It's not, but like I said, a Fnatic eco, a couple of kills, that's about the top end, usually. But there we go. It's 3-1 now in favor of Cloud9. It's going to be another compromise buy. There will be one there for the CTs, but they won't have all the bells and whistles required. Decent effort here. ElectroNic, though, mowing them down, making light work in the end. So no AWP for Afro, I'm afraid. He will be here with the M4, bare bones utility, and no kits, I believe. So up to ElectroNic, trying to use the momentum they've gathered to crack open this B bomb site early, where they might not have everything they need to defend. They're committing, Anders.
This is so aggressive, especially for a team like Cloud9, who in the past usually would have been so much more measured. They would have boosted up. They've got that classic Axile boost, but this time they just send ElectroNic all the way in there to try and look for the fight. And it's putting a lot of pressure on the defense. They got 3 people who are rotating over from the middle, and even one from the A bomb side, just to try and be here. And they don't even have to commit yet, Cloud9. They could fall back. They've put ElectroNic so deep on the bomb side. What a position to be in.
The bomb is here. No frags have been found yet, but a ton of damage has been dished out here. Crim's down to 11. They're waiting patiently behind the generators until the T's commit towards the plant here. Axel chomping at the bit here. Once they get stuck in, he knows the swing is coming any second. The bomb is planted, and still a 5-on-5. How do you retake this one? You've got barely any utility, but that certainly helps. Double kill from Afro, and all of a sudden they've got a 4-on-2 advantage.
There has to be something like that, but here comes the backstab, though. Perfesto gets one. He's ready to throw down the Molotov. Nice close-range shot, and the grenade lands in front. I think it might have got up in the air. I don't know, it's way too deep. That needed to be on the bomb. That's a bit of an issue. 2 versus 2 now. There's no one defusing it yet. Perfesto, we can't get a second backstab, and now they might have a chance at it here.
No kits.
No kit. You're absolutely right. So 10 seconds, not going to happen. Shiro standing, holding the line, and now the Glock comes out. Instead, it's hunting him down, and I think he's done plenty here, even with the knife just on the bomb, looking for it. It's going to be the round for Cloud9. They just did not have the kit. They needed that with the smoke.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. As I mentioned coming into this round, sure, you've got enough for a buy, but you're missing some key bits of utility, most notably that defuse kit there. And even in a 4-on-2, they should be winning that round, but they can't really play with the bomb too much. They can't apply too much pressure. With that 10-second defuse, you have to take everyone down first. Such great effort as well. A 4-on-2 conversion after the bomb planted at a 5-on-5, but Shiro, that's the most important shot of the round there, denying that defuse, and he didn't even know what was going on. Lost in the source towards the end, swinging the knife at nothing, but it didn't matter. The bomb was already too far gone, and that's a massive round for Cloud9 to pick up here. 4-1 in their favor on the T side of Vertigo. Bear in mind, this is their opponent's pick as well. And yeah, they're going to be having a lot of wind in their sails at this point, and this is going to be a brutal start for Fnatic.
And economically, that CT side you did mention is the worst thing that can happen. You win the pistol, you lose the second one, and you get thrown into this just absolute hellhole that they're in right now, where they just can't get out. Even, like you said, the last buy, it wasn't the AWP, it wasn't with the kits and everything they would have wanted. It's just such a miserable place to be. So I don't envy them right now. And again, we have to highlight the format of the whole thing. Yes, it's a best of 3, but Fnatic need to win against Cloud9 to stay in the tournament.
I love it. Like, I think we need one of these a year, you know?
Yeah.
Like, one game, get on the plane. That can happen. that can be rough, and it's been a long old trip out here. So yeah, you don't want to be dropping out in 2-0, and it's not looking good for Fnatic so far. Another partial buy here, I'm afraid. They will have the save Mezi M4 4 pistols otherwise. If they can win one of these rounds, that would be excellent. That would really kind of bring them back to life. Certainly possible. They're quite handy. And these low buy scenarios. But for now, Cloud9 creeping towards the A bomb site, trying to just flush out the key positions. Molotov towards the sandbags, looking towards the boost as well. Very methodical, enjoying this. They've had no interactions with the CT so far. Afro exploring his options towards T-spawn. Bear in mind, only upgraded pistols here. They've got 3 HEs, Anders, so they're going to try and deny the plant. That's actually kind of interesting. You can see them lined up there towards heaven. That's where they'll deploy the HEs from and just try and deny the plant and give them something to work with, but that's a hell of a shot. And here come the grenades. We'll see if it works out for them, but they are losing everyone en route. Axel, known to be one of the world's best riflers, was unable to play against Fnatic in their last outing, and that's led them to a loss, unfortunately. So looking for revenge here, Anders.
This is such a good round. I can't believe it. I thought you were exactly right. If they even get 1 kill with the HEs, it would have opened up a space for Afro to actually get the flank in, but they just all got wiped out. I think they didn't even throw any grenades at all. I think they just all got shot instead. That's a bit unfortunate. 5-1, Cloud9, just an absolutely insane start here in Riyadh. I'm actually really surprised this is happening to this extent. They had the chance, Fnatic, winning the pistol. They needed to make a lot more out of it.
Well, almost everyone was saying after Rostermania, this was the most exciting roster, right? This is the best changes. I think almost every pro can agree on that. And this is the first tournament we're really going to see it come to life now. They're not going to start on the back foot. They're not going to start with Buster in the ranks. This is the full squad. They've had a bit of time to work things out now as well. Everyone's excited to see what Cloud9 can bring to the table. And so far, it has been delectable. 5-1. T-side start here on Vertigo, their opponent's pick. They do have an Afro AWP, but he's been tagged down to 17 already. You can still, they're still struggling with the finances, no helmets, bare bones utility. This time they do have a kit at least, but they've been on the back foot throughout this campaign, but still early days here. If they can start posting some rounds now, that would be great, but we'll see what they can make of it. Still at 5-5 as we hit the 1-minute mark.
It's absolutely necessary, isn't it, that they pick up this round, just to balance out.
I would say you're probably right, but it doesn't look good right now. The overall complexion, another B execution. Now, this is the river of flames we were talking about before, Anders. You'll see the whole bomb site covered in fire momentarily. It's a very difficult execution to take down, and here it comes. They're setting it up at this point, and you just don't have much utility. You've got Mezzi with no grenades whatsoever. Afro has to deliver. He misfired. He didn't fire a shot.
No, because the Molotov was landing on him and he was low on health. He had to run. Axel with a double opening instead. And a 5-on-3 just like that. You said it already, Henry. Not a single grenade left in that. Nothing to slow them down. No smokes to maybe hold them back. Just, I mean, it's a perfect call coming out from Cloud9 at the moment.
Yeah. They garnered access towards the B steps, knowing the finances on Fnatic is still an issue for them, and they just didn't have the utility to hold on. Absolutely nothing in their back pocket there. Had he had a smoke, maybe you could have denied some sort of access, blocked off a choke point, but when everything's wide open, you've got Afro with the AWP, couldn't even fire off a shot. He had to find at least one to take some of the aggro away from Mezzi, and maybe he can get one of his trademark spray downs, but not meant to be.
I think, to be honest, I think he got cold feet, ironically, because they did throw a Molotov at him, but he just didn't want to stick around. He just felt like, I'm gonna burn alive here, and it's not worth it. But yeah, he probably did have to get at least one shot off before he exited that position, and it just wasn't meant to be. 6-1 instead. Cloud9 are steamrolling Fnatic at the moment. Unbelievable scenes. Timeout being called, the second one for Fnatic to try and compose themselves to figure out what is happening.
Vertigo, a bit of a home map for Fnatic. They know what they're doing here. Keaton now able to chime in, offer some advice, but it's another difficult one. They've got like a half buy here. You can see the MP9 for Crims coming out. They're averaging $3,400 per player. That's the maximum loss bonus if you're not aware. So Keita, what are you cooking up? So, okay, so that's what I mean. Did he fire the bullet? Did it even go off? I'm not sure. So. He intended to, as he definitely was moving with the Molotov, you're right, but it didn't look like he actually got the shot off. But either way, Cloud9, smiles all round. New boys performing well. See, that says it all. They are scraping the barrel right now. Desert Eagles, an MP9, and again, if they can win one of these rounds, yes, it'll reignite the flame. Crims, okay, dropping off. I thought he went off the map there for a second.
That's what I thought.
I'm standing pretty far back, but yeah, I thought he'd gone off the map. That would have been the worst possible outcome, but no, just dropping down.
My heart actually skipped a beat.
Yeah, it was the flames and the angle he's going from, but he can actually do something with this. Oh, surgical from Axel there. He knows exactly what's up. and a 5-on-4 to kick things off, and that was the only SMG they had.
You know, Henry, sometimes when we get these teams and you look on paper and you say, this should be a disgusting team. Like, they just have everything. They have so much firepower, so much presence. They've got playmakers. They've got, you know, they've got the insane AWP on Shiro. But very often I feel like it doesn't really work out that way. When you then, like, one thing is on paper, but then when you put it into the server, there's always something missing. But I feel like with Cloud9, this is one of those times where we say, actually, this is working. It's working really well.
Yeah, just before I get into that point, I just want to see if Afro can do anything here. I feel like he's in a position to actually cause a bit of chaos. That's the first headshot. Takes down the Hobbit, but you can see Axel just working the other side of the map, ensuring this rotation can't come through. There can only be 2 players towards A in this 4 versus 3. Axel might call for his teammate to come over. He's got Shiro just patrolling this scaffolding position. Very patient, rewarded for it as well. And that's going to be it. I don't think many players have missed a shot on Cloud9 yet. Every time on their POV, it just seems like it's absolutely perfect.
It's a scary start to a tournament. For everyone else watching as well, right? Assuming Cloud9 can keep this form up, everyone else who has to face them down the road are going to be looking at this game thinking, man, that's going to be really hard to play against.
Let's just get into the format here. So essentially, like we said, it's single elimination. It's a whole bracket. To break it down into its most layman form here, it's going to be 4 best-of-3s can lead you to a trophy. You win 4 in a row, that's it. You win the $400,000, the lion's share of $1 million, and that's pretty much as simple as it gets. If you lose, you are out of the tournament. Dexter, he can feel that getting closer and closer. I would say as Shiro, another prime position for a kill, waiting for his opportunity. This time will not connect. That's probably the first miss we've seen on screen for Cloud9 as Roy, this time trying to patrol the A ramp. It's been a difficult area for them. Haven't really had any success since the pistol, to be honest. Barely any frags. Everyone averaging about 2. As we go towards middle this time, and this is a perfect call. Like, you've shown so much presence towards A and B time and time again. They haven't really utilized middle, and now going for a split here when there might not be any presence there whatsoever. Roy will do some damage towards Shiro, and actually Afro takes him down. The first advantage they've had since the pistol landers.
Shiro pre-firing a little bit higher up. Afro's good for another one. That's what they need. That's the start. Now, they can't give this one up. They have to hold on, but hold the phone, Henry. There's a double push in the middle.
Yeah,
Axel and Perfesto, they're really deep. It's a 5-on-3, but one misstep, if you're just a little bit too quick walking back from this position, you could walk right into it.
They are behind enemy lines. You're dead on, Anders. This round is still wide open. You can see now they're trying to make up for the gaps they know they're aware of, and with this silence on the map, they're not really sure what's coming next. They need some information. Someone needs to make a play. And they're pushing in towards B. This is actually a nice call, feeling the threat of middle. They won't be giving anything away, but Axel, he's on the hunt. This guy's hungry. Freebie has been found, and there'll be another player there. Down towards the B steps, and Roy might have just saved the day there.
Yeah, that should be a good spray down. Nearly takes Axel as well. He's on his own, but he does get the kill. A little bit of a nade. Doesn't really tag him up too much. He's still got a Molotov, Axel, so he could buy a bit of space maybe. He's going to try and be quick with it, and Dexter will just swing wide instead and take him down. Second round on the board for Fnatic, and my God, did they need it.
Well, essentially, the problem with Fnatic has been the finances, right? After winning the pistols in that second round, they haven't really had the luxury of an Afro AWP. He finally gets it in his hands. Look what he can do. And we see him actually get a bit of space. Didn't get tagged at the start. He was down to 17 HP in the first gun round. So we'll see him get these 2 massive opening frags here. Taking down the talisman of Cloud9, Shiro, and I thought there was a moment there. Like he said, that mid-push in towards B, there was a real moment of danger there, but Roy handles it very well, and it will be the second round picked up for Fnatic here. Maybe a tactical timeout's on the cards, but no, apparently not. We are going to continue with play. 2 AKs on the CT side now. Now they're going to make a dent on their CT campaign. This is the chance to show up. They need to find multiple rounds here, at least a couple in a row, and Shiro this time positioned towards B, looking for any aggression.
This has to be the start of the big runway for Fnatic.
Has to be.
They're going to be able to actually do something with it. Axel's moving up the stairs. Again, this is just very aggressive. It's so bold. No one's expecting it. No one's looking. The spray down is there. And Axel, he's good for the one, but that might as well have been a double right there. He could have had it. Crim's very quick to adjust. You could see nobody on the Fnatic side was aware that that was even a possibility.
You're just going to be so uncomfortable going forward now. This is a little maneuver Cloud9 have crafted, like being able to sneak into that B bomb site, understanding the tendencies of the B defenders. Mezzi didn't see it coming, but thankfully Crims was there to pick up the pieces. Still a 4-on-4. It favors the T side and then some, as we've got Afro playing well. AWP prime position should be a kill. Oh, unfortunately doesn't connect, gives up his position. The Molotov's coming in now, and this is going to be very uncomfortable for him. Misses the jump as well. We'll see whether he actually wants to commit to the fight. They're falling back. And Solberg, nice position in the middle, watching the rotations towards construction there.
The fact that he stuck around, though, and didn't get pushed back is quite valuable to them, because at least he can call it out and say, you know what, they did throw a lot of grenades, but they're not showing up. And that's suspicious. And now on the A side of things, you can see they're ready on the ramp. Only 30 seconds left here. Roy very open. If he dies, the A bomb site's probably going to go down. That might have been a bit of a misstep. They could have played for time. 20 seconds now, Henry.
He's in the smoke. This is the only play that can save the day, Anders. If they overlook him, there's a chance, but Perfesto covers all the angles. Crims with the speculative spray actually denies the plant with 8 seconds. This round has turned on its head.
5 seconds left. They're running right through. No scope on the one side, and they're out of time. If they can find Afro, they might still have 1 second, but they can't. They have no idea. They're going to get the no scope. They're going to kill every single one, but they will still lose the round.
Unbelievable scenes. Afro just sitting in the smoke, knowing that's the only way he can win the round by virtue of the clock.
No.
They went for the fake plant. I think they knew the player was in the smoke. They were expecting, you saw, I think it was Shiro, went for the plant, expecting to hit the no-scope. If he hits it, they win the round, but he missed it. And as soon as that shot didn't connect, it all fell apart. So it's a couple of rounds in a row for Fnatic, yes, but they lost everyone en route. Crims, like I said, a speculative spray to try and deny the plant. It was the Molotov that denied everything and won the round here. But still, after winning the round, they're still on the MP9. Barely any utility. If they pull this one off, it'll be a miracle. Dexter taking matters into his own hands. He might have to push this smoke, might have to get stuck in. Not clearing that
position for Fnatic to be in. I really can't believe it. They have to fight for everything. There's no easy rounds. The economy is constantly in tatters. They need to find a way back into this one. Axel taking a bit of damage early on, and they're smoking the ramp. They're trying to really hold Cloud9 back from this position.
Great grenades, does a lot of damage. Roy taking down to 31 points of health. He has been active on this A ramp, trying to inflict damage as they make their way up. Nothing really connecting in the last couple of mags, and you can see they're down to 0 grenades, Anders. Literally nothing left. So you've got to be active here. You can't just rest on your laurels and crossfires. Someone needs to find a kill, or at least get information. That's what Crims is going for now.
Once again, got a diffuse kit in sight here, so once the bomb is planted, it's a big problem. Axel patient on that corner. In the middle, Crims is going to be the first victim of the round, but this is not bad. Dexter and Afro getting back into it. A double kill for Afro before he's out of there, but it's Perfesto to bring it back into line. 2 versus 2, a massive health advantage for Fnatic at about 35 seconds. The bomb, it's all the way over there on Perfesto. They need to group up and try and play this one. They still got 30 seconds, so they could do something with it.
Well, there we go. Fnatic needed some gimmicky plays there. Like I said, they need to be pushing, going for some boosts, and it's working out for them. Massive health advantage. B bomb site technically open for now, with the rotation coming through from Mezzi. Only got 2 kills to his name. Should be able to make light work of these players. As long as he stays alive and get one, just like that, it's perfect. Denies the plant, 8 seconds once again, and Axel left with 29 points of health. And a kill. Mezzi, no. He can plant. That's going down. Oh, what? It said 4 on the screen, Anders. That's the rule. If it says 4 and the plant comes in, you've got it.
Did he take another second? Did he somehow, did he stutter step and do it again? I'm so confused. I was 100% sure that was going to be a bomb plant as well.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it usually reads 4 at the top. You guarantee the plant, but it doesn't happen, and Fnatic saved by the bell once again.
Ooh. I'm really curious about this. So he goes for it here. It says, yeah, I think he could have had it. I mean, think about how some of Fnatic's rounds have come. There's that one where it could have been a bomb plant. There's obviously the other one where they have Afro inside of the smoke at the last couple of seconds, and the time just runs out for Cloud9.
Hey, and as there was 7-1 down. They're just happy the round's coming in at this point, but still, they're entering after 3 rounds in a row in their favor. They've got 2 MP9s, a FAMAS, and 1 kit. And we've seen this play before. Establishes themselves towards middle, he can boost up, looks towards construction.
And another boost on the other side.
Indeed.
Trading boosts. But no one actually finding anything yet. Axel is suspicious. He's aware that someone could be up on that little ledge. It's going to be the MP9 that they run into first. And look at that, 98 damage on Axel.
Yeah, but they had the prime crossfire there. Crims just holds position. They at least get a trade. He exposes himself and leaves the setup, essentially. And now Mezzi's on an island. There's nothing he can do here. Like, he's dead. It's done. So you had a crossfire, but Crims just kind of like disabled it. They just didn't want to be part of it anymore. So he goes down alone. The MP9 shut down, and this is where things get a bit rough now, because your loss bonus on the CT side is going to be at $1,900 going to the next round. So you have to save these two weapons. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, you don't have a chance, do you? But I mean, I think it's good to remember. Yeah, it was 7-1. Fnatic did win the pistol and lose the second round, and Cloud9 win on a massive win streak. So curious to see how it'll play out now. 8-4, and Fnatic, they probably need every single round from here on out. They need to win. They need to make this a clean half, an 8-7 type half, and that can still be done if they can, especially if they could save the Famasio and the M4. That might make a bit of a difference. But again, Axile just... Some of these entry kills that he's been getting, got that earlier, sneaking into the B-bomb side. They're so valuable. He's up to 11 in total, tied with Perfesto, who's also there. But then they got ElectroNic and Shiro both at 10. They're just, everyone is doing a great job at the moment.
8 rounds on their T side. Nothing to be sneezed at. It's going very well. This is what I mean. So Crim stays in the corner there. They have to commit to that deep peak, and you get sprayed down from Mezzi up above. And that was the setup. I just don't understand why he would step out of line for that. Like, if he goes down, it's over. Mezzi's gone as well. But it happens, and we will see Cloud9 with all the advantages they could ask for here. The money was already broken after winning 3 rounds in a row. It's going to be even worse so now. $1,900, like I said, in terms of loss bonus. As you can see, they've saved an M4 and a FAMAS. They've got some utility, a couple of HGs in the mix as well. And you're going to be getting $2,400 next round, Anders. So do you want to buy into this one? Do you want to, around the M4 and the FAMAS? I would say probably not. You can buy going forward, maybe. Oh, the problem is you can't even get an upgraded pistol as well. So it's like full eco with 2 saved rifles. It's a difficult one. There are arguments to be made considering the scoreline, the context of how it has been going. Maybe you want to try and steal one away, but they will go for the more conservative approach and see what Afro and Roy can make of this one. But like I said, they do get the absolute maximum out of these sort of low buys usually.
I mean, there are teams now that are experimenting a lot with the economy, actually buying the M4 even in save rounds, just the odd one. So if you have to save one, I feel like you're almost having that round anyway. Why not just go for it?
Hello.
They're doing a fine job. Roy with a double spray down and the FAMAS up front with Afro. This is looking beautiful at the moment. They're just cleaning it up. They didn't need anything else, Henry. Throw all the theory crafting out the window. The FAMAS and the M4 did all the work.
That's the best possible outcome. You put your 2 rifles towards the A ramp, they go hyper aggressive, they hit their shots, and the snowball turns into an avalanche very quickly indeed. A 5 versus 1. They invested almost nothing into this round. 2 saved rifles, and Fnatic are back on their feet. We said they needed one of these rounds just to reignite the flame inside them, and a clean sweep on the eco. You'll see some smiles now, Anders. It's been pretty rough over there, but that is an absolutely massive round to win. ElectroNic knows it. And in terms of the finances for Cloud9 as well, they're somewhat in trouble. We've seen a Galil and a Mac-10 into the next round, but Roy, he has been playing heads-up Counter-Strike to say the very least at A ramp, and finally is rewarded for it.
And you know what? Again, in light of the single elimination format, that last round, round number 13, that could be one that we look back on and say that's where everything changed. Again, Grim's just, I think there's something daring about the way that he's doing it.
Like
it makes it a little bit exciting, you know?
The gymnast.
Yeah, he's obviously been practicing.
Perfect landing, 10 out of 10.
But yeah, we could be looking back at that 13th round saying that's when Fnatic clawed their way back in the game, and that's where the tide really changed quite a bit.
Absolutely. This game's well back on now. But when they were 7-1 down, it felt like, okay, this is falling apart. Fnatic might not recover. But all of a sudden, it's looking quite promising. Cloud9 now on the back foot. Mac-10, Galil. And again, going for this A ramp. Smoke down towards the left-hand side of the bomb site. Execution of sorts. They don't have to commit to this.
Good nade. And the duck right under the ledge, catching Axile and puts him on half health. Getting a little bit close now with the Mac-10. You can see he's thinking about it. He really would probably love to have got flashed through to do a little bit of damage there. They're pushing out in front, and Dexter, he's right there. The grenade will do the job. They're grenading Dexter just to get rid of the bomb. Yeah. That's a bit aggressive. 4 versus 4 though, but Shiro, he's the real threat in this round, in the back with the AWP, and he takes down Roy, and now I think they realize Fnatic, now they're in trouble. Headshot coming through it as well. Hobbit's going to be able to spray down Afro right at the corner of the box there, and it's just Crims and Mezzi, 2 versus 4. How are they allowed to get in here? Fnatic had everyone in position at the A bomb site.
Well, they've been playing very actively on that A ramp. I think Fnatic are trying to condition them that you can't come here. We're going to be setting up the brick wall every single time, but it's the one round they don't really show any presence. Cloud9 Like I said, lower by, just trying to stick to the set-piece mentality, and it is a nice execution. Pretty standard one as well. Smokes left and right, Molotovs down, flashes over, and Dexter. There was even a gap in the smoke there. You thought he was going to be the hero of the round. The bomb is denied, but all of a sudden, Cloud9 come to life here and pick up a massive 9th round there. Pretty comfortable in the end as well. And we get into round number 15. It's been a quick half. This has been pretty rock'em sock'em. Lots of action. Not many saves.
Definitely not. Yeah, I mean, it must have felt that way as well to Fnatic at one point. It must have felt like, how are we already, 7, 8 rounds into this? We just lost all of it. But now they are starting to at least get it a little bit back. They've got 5 rounds. Another one might make a world of difference. I thought they had that last one. I really did. I thought they had enough defense at the A-bomb side to lock it down, even if they lost the ramp, but it wasn't the case. So round number 15 is going to be everything. Again, it's very scrappy on the Fnatic side, but that's kind of been the theme for them the whole half here. Oh, that should have been a kill. He saw the jump over. Afro had the chance. But he's not afraid of Shiro, which I think is a good sign.
Afro seems like he's pulling his weight. He seems confident. Totally agree. And Mezzi, nice little off angle here. You wouldn't necessarily expect it, and Axel certainly won't. Nice trade, but Crims will maintain that advantage. Lovely setup there towards the B steps. Dexter, a crafty position as well. They're looking to find 6 rounds here. I think they might have done it, Anders.
Looks like it. I think they're vindicating that position that you were talking about earlier, having a little bit of a setup. Push through, but Afro, he's still able to adjust somehow. Hobbit, that's supposed to be a kill every time. A minute on the clock for Shiro.
I mean, he can win this. It's possible. He's got the bomb in his back. He's got a Molotov, a couple of flashes, but 3 players to find. We'll see what his first move is going to be, heading towards the A ramp. We have got Afro there with the AWP. A challenging first kill, but fortunately, he's down to half health.
Away. He wanted to go for it. It's not going to be possible. Afro takes him right down, and 9-6 in the first half, Henry.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GAMERS8 CSGO Championship. It's the first game in the tournament, single elimination. One of these teams will be going home after this best of 3, and it's Fnatic recovering the half-handers. 7-1 deficit, pulled it right back to a 9-6. This game is right back on.
This could have been way more disastrous for Fnatic. They managed to scrape together some really tight rounds where Cloud9 ran out of time hiding it. They were so close to being a way bigger disaster. It's still going to be rough in the second half, don't get me wrong, but at least they have a crack at it here. They can bring this one back. And like you said, single elimination. Nobody wants to be on the plane tonight. You want to keep fighting.
Yeah, it's a very good point. And towards the B bomb side, we'll be heading once again. The Julies in the hands of the gunslinger Axel, baited in by Perfesto. First interaction coming through, and it's Mezzi to crack things open. A lot of damage done here. 2 CTs lying in wait, but Fnatic have done it. They've cracked open the B side. They don't have to commit. They can still fall back off this one.
Nice gush on top. Everyone is here for Cloud9, and that should be a bit of a warning to Fnatic. Like you said, you don't have to commit yet, and you've got the evidence that there's so many people on the B-bomb side, so just leave it alone.
It's absolutely fine. You got a 4-on-4, and sure, your original set piece has gone out the window, but Roy, he is stampeding in towards the A-bomb side. But Cloud9 have read it quite well. They've got numbers here. They've got 3 CTs, so smokes are being deployed. The Julies have been recovered as well, and Shiro lying in wait, wants to crack things open here.
Dexter getting one. Shiro in return. He's just out in front with the USB, and he's hitting the headshot onto Roy. He takes down Afro as well. Dexter and Crims, and I especially like the position for Crims. Dexter, though, how loud is he going to be? They are turning around. They know that he's coming. Not all of them looking the right way. Crims, he doesn't check the corner. There's someone right behind him, and he's going to get shot in the back of the head instead. He just missed one single corner, Henry. Otherwise, it would have been a godlike play. He was so close to making it happen, and now it's all on Dexter instead. 35 seconds in a 1 versus 3. He goes for the first. We'll pick it up. He almost pre-fired the second, but Hobbit, he's crisp and clean with the headshot, and it will be Cloud9 winning the pistol.
Bit of a scrappy finish there. Fnatic, after finding the opening kill, were denied access towards the B bomb side there, opting to fall back in towards A, but it doesn't work out for them. It was a 2 versus 1 with Dexter in the end, and 2 players at 10 HP. A real chance for him, but unable to plant. And it will be Cloud9 picking up the second half pistol round, 10-6 overall. And this was a key moment, of course. Could have knifed him when you're such low HP. Just get the job done. Just get the kill in the bag. And with no plant, we are going to see a full eco here, in fact. So we'll see what they can make of it. Just one single flash, Anders, try and get the bomb down. That would be a success in its own right if they can get a plant here.
Just saying, Config would have knifed him.
He definitely would have done. No question about it.
Well, let's see. They did have the one flashbang, which they used to get control of the stairs. So now, I don't know how you make it on from the stairwell. I have no idea how you get into the site. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good point. I guess brute force. If you get 1 kill, it could be enough for a scrappy plan, but extremely unlikely.
Yeah, probably going for the double boost up and then just hoping to power your way through. You're probably right. Just need the Glock headshot to start things off with, but Axel, he's in a that's hard position to dig out. He's got Perfesto on the other side, and he's got the M4A4, so he's got all the bullets he could ever want for this kind of a defense. The bomb has been dropped on the ground, and no one's going to be having a chance to pick it up here. Dexter going to get hunted down. Burst fire attempted. I appreciate it, but it doesn't really work.
It doesn't really work. Maybe some of his CS2, the burst fire can make a return.
That's a big wish of mine.
I hope the FAMAS, because they updated the FAMAS like gun sound, the firing sound, but they didn't adjust like the stats or the burst fire. I'd love to see that kind of be viable again, and on the Glock as well perhaps, but not to be the case here, I'm afraid, and no plant found. Pretty clean round for Cloud9, 11-6, and the guns coming out here for Fnatic. AKs across the board. They've got the essential pieces of utility. Smokes and a push in towards the A ramp here. Gap smoke is down. Nades towards the sandbags here, and CT's actually allowing them to have pretty decent control.
11-6. What a difficult scoreline to recover, but if they can start early on, it's definitely doable, right? If they get this next one and make it 11-7, not everything is done yet. And Afro, the guy that a lot of people were talking about early on, he's really living up to the hype. He's got 14 kills at the moment, so he is he's performing at a high level, matching what Cloud9 are doing at the moment. Roy getting almost caught at the bottom of the ramp, but he's going to be all right with it. 87 health still. Shiro in a lot of trouble. That Kurtzen does provide no cover at all, and he's going to go down eventually. They're going to find him. Good job. Yeah, 5 versus 3.
Massive opening for Axia. It is going to be the MP9s and Hobbit's M4 to defend. Surely no chance. What's the final play here from Fnatic? Looks like they'll be edging their way over towards a B bomb site. Axar would have to do God's work here with the SMG to really make a dent. We'll see what he can make of it. It all comes down to timings and overlook positions. He needs to be baited in, and all 3 CTs are here, Anders. All of a sudden, this looks like there's a chance. There is a chance.
It's making me nervous. Look at the line of Axel. He's good for the double. And now the second MP9 is going to be swung, but it's just Perfesto left.
No way.
God, the burst, it's gone. Like, he's picked up 2 kills, and Crims on the other side. He's made the jump down. I think Perfesto knows already, and he just has to hide in the smoke. Only 14 seconds left, and he finds the shot. Crims, that's an ice-cold play. Remember, the bomb is on the other side. If Perfesto slips away, Crims does not have the time to go on a hunting mission to find him and plant the bomb, so he had to catch him right then and there. What a scary round.
We've had so many of those sort of rounds on a knife's edge. It felt like a guaranteed scenario for Fnatic, a 5-on-3 against 2 MP9s. We said Axel would have to go huge to give them a fighting chance here, and he delivers on all fronts. Sure, Fnatic win the round, but at what cost? They'll be entering round number 19 here with Galils, a couple of AKs here. It's a desperate buy on either side. Cloud9 will have a similar looking setup. They have got the Shiro AWP. That's going to be the difference maker here, if you ask me. Biggest round of the game so far. If Fnatic can win this, they're right back in it. They might be able to tie things up.
You are absolutely right. And like Cloud9, I mean, this could be another shocking swing round. If somehow the AWP makes the difference and Shiro is able to land some of these shots, you just never know what's going to happen. Flash is out and they're going to catch him. What a flashbang that was.
Yeah, courtesy of Afro, it's Roy continuing his strong performance here on the A ramp. ElectroNic not known to be an AWP. Will pull one back, but now it's getting scrappy, it's getting desperate. Knowing he has to deliver, ElectroNic holds his ground, but he's dead. Surely he's done for. He gets away with it somehow.
I can't believe it. You missed the shot and you're that out in the open, but they just didn't want to risk it. Still a 4 versus 3. 2 M4s, 1 AWP. You said ElectroNic not known to be an AWP, but he got the first kill. The timing, it couldn't have been better for Axel. He's going to pick up Roy, trying to backpedal. Good headshot from Mezzi. Might be the pivotal kill right there. Flick not connecting. He's a little bit unsure about the rifle, you can tell. 30 seconds, and the jump pass is there. That should be the bomb plant, and nothing that ElectroNic could do about it.
Well, they'll still explore their options here. Axel remains curious, but unfortunately, it doesn't look possible. Saving the M4 and the AWP, of course, here, they'll retreat, and it's Fnatic, as we said, a huge swing round going in their favor. Once again, though, it's scrappy as you like. It's really difficult to see where the round is going in the mid stages here, but it will be Fnatic posting their 8th, and we'll see if they want to commit to a hunt. They don't really have the resources to do so, but if they can take down the AWP, that would be absolutely massive for them. Crims just checking all the corners, of course, but he's just looking to retreat the bomb radius. But well done to Fnatic once again. It's down to Roy Roy at that A ramp, Anders. He's doing so well, taking down players there. Seems to be winning every single duel he's in, and taking out Shiro as well, courtesy of an Afro flashbang. That is massive, and we really have got a game on our hands now, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, single elimination is best of 3, opening game of the tournament. You could be going home after 1 game of Counter-Strike. It's brutal, but I absolutely love it. As Roy, as we said, that perfect flashbang sets him up for a guaranteed frag, and then Mezzi. This is the one that actually secures the round.
And you know, for Cloud9 not to go for the 2-on-3 there, I think it makes sense when you have the round lead, right? They have a bit of a buffer zone before Fnatic start to catch up to them. So if you throw away the rifles, you're going to be in this awkward position. I appreciate the fact that they just said, okay, the AWP and the AK is just worth so much to us. Even in the next round, it's not going to be worth it. So still, it's a very close scoreline. We love to see it here. 11-8. I mean, this is a great beginning. You're not going to have many more chances, right? You might have another map after this, maybe a third one if things go really well. But for Fnatic, like you said, this is a really great map for them. If they wanted to upset Cloud9, this would be the map to do it.
Absolutely true. Big round here. Cloud9 investing everything they had. They have the saved AK in the hands of Axel. And he can do unbelievable things with that weapon. Speaking of which, Shiro the Orb once again, this time looking to best. Fnatic at the A ramp. It's a beautiful shot, but still at what cost? Fnatic fragging back in return. They've got the man advantage. It's Dexter with full mid control. Smokes off towards the elevated position. Molotov on construction as well. Mezzi looking to set up the B splits here potentially.
I think ElectroNic saved Shiro by just walking in front of the bullet. I think Shiro should have been dead there. That's unbelievable. 3 versus 4 though, and Afro, look at the sneak in. They don't realize this time Shiro, he's already survived 1 sneak up. This time surely it's going to be the end of it. A little bit of a missed shot, but the flick is not quite quick enough, and Afro going to continue. Doesn't look like he has a Galil. He's just cleaning up the map, goes for the fight, and it's another headshot. 3 kills for Afro as he just outright wins the round.
Afro, not a one-trick pony, it seems.
No.
Seems to be very capable with all the weapons available in CSGO. This time the Galil shining bright there as he creeps in towards the A bomb site, threads the needle, finds Shiro and gets 3 headshots in total. It was another chaotic round, of course. Cloud9 not looking very comfortable in the last few, and they'll be down to pretty much a full eco here. No armor, upgraded pistols, and 1 nade. So Fnatic, like we said, after winning that huge swing round, they are in the driving seat right now, looking to find double digits. The opening frag for Mezzi. Dexter might be able to find the 2nd kill as well. Damage inflicted towards Axel, and they've got B steps controlled. Again, don't have to commit, don't have to rush this one. They've got the advantage. Need to ascertain what they're up against. And the reaction from the CTs is coming through. No flashbang to speak of, but a headshot from Axel, and Perfesto connects to the Deagle as well. So back to a 3-on-3. Still a massive advantage for Fnatic, of course, but ElectroNic knows he needs to be a bit more active. They need to catch him off guard, and they'll certainly do that. There's the kill. Shiro might actually be able to find yet another, bring it down to an advantage in their favor, but that's the kill that really had to land. Perfesto now left on the A bomb site alone at 2-on-1 with no armor, but a Desert Eagle in hand.
Oh, my face was just wrinkled up for this whole round. It's just very uncomfortable watching Fnatic. They need to close these rounds out a lot more convincingly. I get that they would jump in the ramp and it kind of spiraled a little bit out of control, but you can't slip up in these rounds. You have a real crack at it here to get back and actually win the map, but if you end up losing a round like this one, then I don't think you're going to get many more chances. Cloud9 are still looking really powerful. Perfecto's alive with the Deagle. He's got 17 kills, and they are kind of walking towards him. Let's see how long he's going to be patient for. Again, he's a very, very smart player. Takes a lot to get ahead of him. 25 seconds here. He's thinking about it. He's worried about the potential backstab, but he's in the right position. He's got the right idea. This could be done, Henry. He could still win the round. There's the bomb plant out in front. Goes for a bit of a sneak. He's walking up close. Let's see if they double peek him or if he gets the 1D off. He had the chance, and 1 chance is exactly all he's going to get. Afro takes him down and lands himself at 20 kills, Henry.
Yeah, epic performance for him so far. Doesn't seem phased by the big stage whatsoever. And yeah, top of the scoreboard and then some for Fnatic. 20 and 15 beneath him will be, I believe, 1 second, Dexter and Crims at 12. And it's a tactical timeout for the CTs as well. They have got the buy available once again. Like you said, a pretty convincing performance with just the pistols there. No armor, didn't invest too much. Brought it down to a 2 versus 1, which was technically possible. But Afro shutting down the hopes and dreams of Axel there. We are going to see now An AWP for Shiro, currently set at 14 kills, 4 M4s otherwise, and what a fantastic start it was for Cloud9. 7-1 up. It felt like it was a bit of a non-starter for Fnatic, but after winning a couple of key and crucial clutch situations, and by virtue of the clock, Cloud9 gave a few up, they've actually managed to claw their way back into this game. It will be 4 rounds in a row for Fnatic after losing the second half pistol as well, and another huge round on the agenda here.
Here's where I'm really curious if Shiro has the kind of playmaking ability to push forward and land them a kill early on.
We haven't really seen on the CT side so far.
No, and he is normally, I would say, much more of a defensive, a little bit more of a measured AWP player. And obviously, Afro, you saw him on the A-ramp when they were on the CT side, just finding those early kills. That makes such a difference. I would love to see Shiro try and do that. It doesn't even have to be the A-ramp. You could, if you're feeling really bold about it, you can push into the middle with the AWP, maybe bring an M4 with you for backup. And yeah, but you could push even further if you really wanted to, if you really wanted to be aggressive, because right now they are giving Fnatic a lot more map space. And I don't see Shiro do enough. It's hard to criticize Shiro because he's such a godlike player, but
oh yeah.
But there's the one thing in this game where sometimes I wish he would just take the odd round to try it, you know?
The majority of his kills have been with the rifle so far. We'll see what he can do. Round number 22. Getting to the bookend of this first map. Roy has been excellent as well. Very impactful kills, and there's another one. Hobbit dropped early. Axel will bring back a kill in the form of Mezzi here. Number 4 and 4, but the full execution is coming in right here, right now. ElectroNic trying to avoid the utility, but he can't. Roy, an absolute homing grenade lands at his front door, and Shiro surely can't do anything with this.
Maybe he can. If he had another half a second, he might have been able to get the shot off on Crims, but the timing is absolutely amazing. The double grenade onto ElectroNic, setting them up so well, and Afro lands another shot just for good measure. That's tying up the game. That's Fnatic back at 11, and Cloud9, they've been slowed down. The money is running out. They're actually in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, 11-11. They might have to make a wish here. As Cloud9 are at the bottom of the barrel financially, it's Roy with high impact once again. Just that single frag, but to open things up and sabotage the A defense like that, it's very difficult to recover. And you see Mezzi's loving it. No longer the in-game leader, allowed to shine brightly with his mechanical skill. Hasn't had one of those show-stopping moments just yet. His frag total's a little bit low, 7 and 16, but still plenty of time here as Roy once again trying to find that opening kill. Molotov towards Sandbags, trying to flush the CTs out here. Smokes down, and they have got a lot of manpower here. This could be a straight contact play in towards the site, and it's the opening kill once again for Roy. Dexter will find the second round done. This was a partial buy, upgraded pistols and SMG, and they will be finding at least the maximum loss bonus going forward, and that's about as good as it gets for them. And they just have Axel remaining. 5-7 in hand, and 4 players to find. So it will be Fnatic after suffering a 7-1 deficit to kick off this map, and now in the lead, 12-11.
Yeah, what a way to come back into a game. Just nothing that Axel can do. Him and Perfesto, and I mean the whole team, they've been playing brilliant Counter-Strike, but somehow they're now 1 round behind. Fnatic have walked it back in the second half. It's unbelievable. And they have to do it. They just have to. Again, Anubis being the second map, that in itself is such a weird twist. And I just imagine that if Fnatic don't win this one, winning the whole best of 3 will just be very, very difficult. And again, you're going to get knocked out based on this result. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. 12-11, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Fnatic in the lead after, like you said, being down 7-1.
Unbelievable scenes, really. Cloud9 starting to shrink. Roy asserting his dominance on this A-bomb side time and time again. He cannot be stopped. Was against the pistols this time, but he's doing it in the gun rounds as well. Round 24. Shiro back on the AWP. Feels like it's been a while since he posted a kill. Top down. And Afro. He's got the orb on the T side this time. Flashbang from Perfesto, trying to hold them up. Disallowing access towards middle. And it's back to that A ramp. Bullets exchange. Roy takes 25 damage and a bit more after that. Massive grenade lands, but that's the 8th frag for Mezzi. Starting to wake up here towards the B-bomb site.
Must have seen Axel. That wasn't even through the smoke, so he must have seen something on the other side there. Shiro holding the ramp position for a while. That might give a little bit more space to keep some defense in the middle, but we'll see for how long. 4 versus 5. Roy is very low, and it's worth really thinking about. It could be a quick 4-on-4 if they find him.
All right, Shiro, what have you got for us? Might not be much. They're actually looking towards the B bomb side. The bomb's not there, actually. This is a bit of a bait and switch. It's all a ruse, Anders. Afro's just trying to find a kill here, and his teammates are ready to pounce in towards A. That might not work out, though. Perfesto will take care of him. And now they have to commit. 50 seconds remaining. Electronic just needs information here. Doesn't have to go all in. Just retreat at this point, and that's exactly what it will do. Glitches out somehow, but he will live to tell the tale.
He's on 1 health. Oh, and that's it. The grenade will find him. It's right back on. They can still win the round. 3 versus 3, 30 seconds. It's not a lot, but on Vertigo especially, it might not make a big difference. You can get all the way across the map. No problem with that kind of time left. Messi, he's thinking about it. He's waiting for it. Hobbit, one false step here to the left, and he's going to be dead. We'll see if it happens. He's just so patient at the back. They might not... Ooh, did he see anything? It looked like he did. He might have seen the gun barrel. Yeah, they're going to throw the Molotov. I think he definitely knows. And Hobbit, he's going to be good for the 1 kill there on Roy. He was low from earlier. Flashbang is absolutely god tier. Shiro setting it up for Perfesto to get the double kill. And Cloud9, they finally win another round. Their 3rd one that they've won in the second half.
Yeah, their first gun round. They were actually 6-2 down, Cloud9. So they lost 6 rounds in a row after winning the pistol, and that's the first they've posted in some time. They'll tie things up at 12-12. And Messi, he knew the Hobbit was there. Hobbit actually did very well to even get a single frag after being Molotov down, but Perfecto with a lovely play here. Assisted by the flashbang, Electronic knows they needed that. Things were starting to get a little bit dire out there. And in terms of the money, they should be absolutely fine on the Fnatic side here after winning 6 rounds in a row. A UMP has just been purchased. I couldn't tell you why. I think it must be a mistake. No one's going to be bringing that to a gun round. It's thrown away quickly, and Dexter still has 6,600. But yeah, the UMP was thrown off the side of the building.
Can't do the buyback yet, can you?
You can't yet. What do you think about that? I spoke to Carrigan yesterday in an interview, and I asked him specifically what he thinks about it. He feels like if you make a mistake in game, you should be punished for it.
Yeah, I can see that. I guess the other side, the other way to think about it is something like, would you want to see the last round of a major grand final?
Exactly, that's the other side of the coin, right?
Like, ooh, just feels weird.
I guess the counter argument is don't make a mistake. You know?
Yeah.
Like, the pressure gets to you and you fumble your buy, like that's on you. I guess there is 2 schools of thoughts there, but either way, we'll get back into the action here. Electronic, aggressive, of course. In a lot of trouble as Roy once again at this A ramp. Finding these opening frags time and time again. He has been such a nuisance for them. It's Hobbit trying to pick up the pieces, and he's done a great job so far. Shiro finally finding some form here with the AWP. The bomb is down, and we're back to a 3-on-3. 16 kills for Shiro, and holds his ground, knowing he's got control of the bomb for now.
Afro's back there, and they know he's got the AWP because they got the blind kill on Electronic. There's the shot from Shiro. That's Afro down, and Shiro continue. Look at him, he's so patient. Absolutely ice-cold quad kill coming out from Shiro.
Now that's the kind of play we expect from Shiro.
Yes.
Defensive lines, precise shots, and making sure they get absolutely nothing done towards the bomb side there. That's what we want to see from him. Perfectly played there. A difficult round for Cloud9, considering they had SMGs once again. You've seen they've been active towards the A ramp this time, and Shiro alone had to hit every single shot, and that's more like it. 13-12.
How tempted are you when you get that first peek on the sandbags? If you fire that shot early, you're dead every time. So the patience to wait another, 1/4 of a second or something like that for the actual re-peek is very, very hard to do. It looks easy, but it is definitely not. A little bit of a setup here. Hobbit gonna get the first one. I think Crim's realizing, yeah, this is gonna be a double setup for the CTs. I don't think it's worth going for here. Messi with a slight chance maybe, but they start a man down. Cloud9 looking to get to 14 rounds. They would love that.
Neck and neck right now. Shiro going to be tested once again, and this time missing the shot. Afro punishes it. Probably wants to get his hands on that AWP if possible.
Where did Shiro's shot go? I feel like he had something going on there. I'm actually a little bit confused. Maybe the replay will show it. 4-on-4. Afro patiently waiting, and he's going to get bored for it. He is absolutely lights out in this game. 24 kills. Molotov on the other side is looking to challenge Perfecto, who himself has had a bit of a nuts game. Hobbit's going down, and Perfecto just caught in the corner. Roy back in action, and it leaves Axel in a 1 versus 3. And I don't think you can do much about it here. I think you have to give it the round. Just save the AK, especially on the CT side. And that's exactly what he's going to try and do. So Fnatic will be able to tie up the scoreline once again, and this time at 13-13.
No one will survive. No prisoners have been taken, Anders, and they will have yet another round in their favor. Fnatic answer back after giving 2 away, and in terms of loss bonus, we're at the $2,400 mark. So, yes, there is a buy. but we've got 2 players hovering around $2,500. So you might want to take a partial, you might even want to take a full eco, but we're getting to that closing stages now. So just to note, Afro, good God, every position seems so calculated. He seems to be one step ahead, knowing when the pushes are coming through, and then this clinical precision with the AWP and the rifles.
You feel vindicated, Henry? You feel like...
I mean...
you claim to have seen him early on? You know?
I guess, yeah. In the smallest way possible, I win.
Every time
the least significant way, Henry finally gets a victory. But yes, to answer your question, yes.
Several years too late, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, the execution left and right of the Jenny. Like I said, as I usually say, they don't have to commit on this one. Just trying to bait out the stack, see if they'll react, work all they're up against. You don't want to be doing a set piece off the get-go when you're up against pistols here. Just hunt for some information, bait out whatever they have. And Perfesto, that just snuck in. Mezzi seems to be very aware of that prospect. Spam towards the wooden boards here, but he's found the 5-on-4. His teammates are encroaching on the A-bomb site here, so it doesn't really have to commit, doesn't have to go any further. Roy looking to get stuck in, though, continuing this excellent form we've seen from him on Vertigo, and Afro gets himself another frag here. Round done, Anders. 14-13.
Yeah, Roy just feeling so hungry for the kills. He wants to see Veen take it a step further. Not really necessary, and I guess probably say this point in time, just save the AKs. Not because it really matters, just because you don't want to give one over to the enemy side. There's no point in giving them an AK to run away with when they don't have anything else. So Fnatic will be the first to 14. Mezzi could get caught off guard by Hobbit with the C set on the other side, but he's very quick to adjust. He said maybe not the most explosive game from Mezzi just yet. We know that he's got it. We know that he could do it. Very curious to see what happens if he gets put into play here. Perfesto going all in on the round. It's going to be a flawless one for Fnatic if they don't lose a single player. And this could be a nightmare for Cloud9. It could be one of those games that you look back on and you think, we really had them. We had them in the box. We couldn't close it.
And bear in mind, you don't have much time to pick up the pieces, look back at what happened. You can't come back tomorrow and say, right, we'll look at the demos. Obviously,
nope.
This isn't a 4 groups. This is, there's no lower bracket. There's no group stages. This is it. And yeah, you're right. Cloud9 do throw a 7-1 lead. They'll be kicking themselves. It's a best of 3, of course, but this is obviously a big round here. Fnatic hunting for map point. ElectroNic sitting in the smoke for now. Does he want to be flashed through? Looks like it. Precarious position to say the very least, but finding some stability here. It's Afro back on the AWP, speaking of which, up against Shiro as well. It's a double AWP setup with Perfesto joining Shiro in tandem here. So presumably he'll be towards the B side of the map. He's actually holding middle right now.
Yeah, just the shins showing, but he couldn't find the shot. I don't know if it's always true, but sometimes it feels like the double AWP is a sign of desperation for the CTs. It's what you bring out when you feel like a lot of other things have really failed. So see if this will play off the way that they want it to. Started to drop a little bit low on the grenades as well on the CT side. And still a minute on the clock, but a good opening. And that's the other power of the double AWP, is you're not expecting it. You know Shiro is going to be the A-ramp. You're not expecting for Perfesto to be in the middle. So Crims just walks straight into the shot, and he ends up going down for it. Smokes all around that B stairwell. And not bad. Again, just 1 smoke, 1 HE left now on C9. Only 30 seconds left now. Started to get a bit close now. They bring the bomb over in this way. We can see what's coming, but Cloud9 don't know yet. Axile, he's going to be the first point of contact. He's going to be the one that realizes exactly what's coming his way. Bit of a smoke, and he takes down Mezzi. 20 seconds, Henry. This is a nightmare.
Yeah, what a smoke that is. That might just secure the round right here, right now. As you know, you'll just be walking into the Lion's Den at that point. You run for that smoke, there's no way you're getting a kill. It's full gray screen. Fnatic know it. They'll have to retreat. They have to give in. And with 5 seconds remaining, Roy needs to make sure he stays alive as well. That money's actually pretty decent. Hobbit, be careful, my friends. No need to commit. They don't really have the resources to justify the hunt just yet, I would say. Tying things up once again, 14-14. We're going right down to the wire. Back and forth now in the closing stages here of Vertigo, and it's going to be a tactical timeout for Fnatic, who do manage to save 3 weapons here. Just realizing there was no chance of getting towards B. A perfectly thrown smoke there towards the end of the round, and a chance to catch their breath. This will be the final timeout, however, as we'll see Mezzi, the last player to invest.
Oh, this is delicious though, isn't it? It's excruciating when it comes down to all 30 rounds in a single elimination bracket, because it means, you know, one of these two teams is going to have just a myriad of rounds that they're going to be looking for. They're going to be looking at and saying, man, if only we could have done this. If I had got that kill, we would have maybe won. Like,
had I planted the bomb instead of going for the fake, right? Like things like that. There's so many insane rounds that this kind of fell apart due to the clock or a crazy grenade that would come through, but we are going to get into round number 29, ladies and gentlemen. The opening game here at the GAMERS8 CSGO Championship here in Riyadh. Hobbit setting up the smoke for the A ramp. Speaking of which, that's where Fnatic are heading for now. As per tradition here on Vertigo, the great battle for ramp control will continue. It's Afro with the AWP. A great game from him so far. Really making a name for himself here. 25 kills. But not going through the smoke just yet. Waiting it out. Seeing if anyone's up close and personal.
Nobody wants to make the mistake.
Exactly right. It's quite cagey this round now.
Oh, here comes the flash. Swing around. It's so good. No chance to turn around. You can't hear the pin being thrown. You're just completely screwed. Roy will get one good kill in return. And ElectroNic, he goes down. At least leave it into 4-on-4. But that was one hell of a setup.
Yeah, they'll be gutted. They went for the second peak there. Could have just fell back with the advantage. Weren't happy with it. Went for the double dip. Back to a 4-on-4. Roy always seems like he's one step ahead, anticipating any sort of CT reactions. We're not seeing many of them on the map right now. It's Axel in towards B. Perfesto will join him with that secondary orb, meaning there's only two players here, Shiro and Hobbit. Shiro hasn't had a bad game, but certainly not one of his show-stopping performances.
No, it's been possible, but we'll see if it's going to continue here. He does get the kill, turns around for the no-scope. You called him out, Henry, and he's ready to step up. Huge swing comes out, just Afro left. 1 versus 4, as he's got the first kill already. But there's so much more that's needed. He's only got 20 seconds. It'll be a 1 in a million round to try and win. There's absolutely no chance that he can make it past here. And Shiro will take him down instead. Triple kill for him, and putting Cloud9 on 15 rounds.
And bear in mind, I said before, Fnatic have no further timeouts now. And it's now map points on their pick, and they have 2 players hovering around $2,000. This is now rough as you like. It doesn't get harder than this after such an arduous campaign to get back into this one. The 7-1 deficit, Anders. They had to claw their way back into it. The stars had to shine. Afro had to go massive. Roy with more impact than we've ever seen. And now it comes down to this. Galils, Mac-10s, Deagles, bare bones utility. And they need a player like Mezzi. If he's going to show up in this series, this would be the time, Anders. 12 and 20 right now. Taking off the in-game leader position to allow him to frag, and he just hasn't shown up so far, but can he shine brightly in round number 30? He's got the firepower. And they've got all 5 players outside B. It will be an execution. They have to commit to this one. They have no presence on the map otherwise, and it will be Axel with the opening frag. Mezzi has gone down.
Yeah, he got grenaded and then shot, and it didn't even matter that Axel was blind. He almost gets that kill on Roy. This is a bit of a disaster. The Molotovs are holding them back as well. Swing for Perfesto. He gets the kill, pulls out the Deagle, and in the meantime, Shiro's shown up. It's fallen apart for Fnatic. Now hopes and dreams getting crushed. It's just Afro left. 1 versus 4, and absolutely no shot here again. They know exactly where he is. There are no surprises in this round. And the bomb is on his back. He's got a minute. Cloud9 would have to make more than just one mistake. They would have to just lose their minds and go and fight him one at a time. And I don't see that happening. This is a disciplined team. This is an experienced team. There's no reason that any of these players should be giving up an easy kill. And they're not. You can see them just calling the freeze. He's so patient on the other side, but they're not giving him what he wants, and now he has to come and find it instead. A little bit of a swing around the corner as he's looking for it, edging his way into the fight, but they're like ghosts on the bomb site, and there's Perfesto taking him down 16 to 14. It's Cloud9 to pick up the opening map.
Well, that sets the tone for the tournament, does it not, Anders? The first map of this best of 3 delivers on all fronts, an absolute banger of a game. Fnatic take Cloud9 right to the very edge there, recovering their 7-1 deficit. But it's the class that shines through. It's Shiro that starts to wake up towards the end, and even after 26 kills for Afro, Roy on 23, it wasn't quite enough, but still, they showed up to this game. It's moving on to Anubis next, and they'll have to deliver if they want to stay alive here at GAMERS8.